My friends, it is year 16, week number 786, and today begins training for the New York City Marathon. Next year's marathon, not this year's, but the New York City Marathon 2026. We're in Grand Central Station. They're doing something special this week. There's an art exhibition here for Brandon Stanton and his new book called Dear New York. This is the photographer who did the Humans of New York project. And basically, in the entirety of this whole train station here, for just this week, they got rid of all of the ads, all of the advertisements, the little marquees, all those things. And they're just replacing it with photos of Humans of New York. For example, these things up here and these things right here, all around. They have a whole little art thing over here. I wanted to check it out because it is just this week. After this week, they're taking it down. So we had to jump over here real quick and check it out. I just came from a Finances for Creatives seminar hosted by a friend of the vlog, Oriana. She was hosting this event this morning, which was going over the basics of finances for people who work in creative fields. So I just went to go and listen to this talk. We're freelancers now, so a little bit of the financial situation is different for this year, especially with tax season upon us. But my friends, most importantly, this week begins marathon training for 2026. We're currently standing in the heart of Central Park, New York City. And today, my friends, we are beginning training for the New York City Marathon. I'm here with my two training partners. We're all three of us are planning on running the 2026 New York City Marathon. Here's the thing. Last week's video, if you'll remember, we did the Jersey City 5K. I completed that race, and that one in particular was my 9th out of my 9 required races to qualify for next year's marathon. Look, there's a lot of racers out here today. A lot of people are training for this year's marathon, which is happening in about a month from now. We're also training, not for this year's, but next year's marathon. Earlier this week, my friend Kevin was in town, and so I went to go see him performing. This is super cool. It was like a movie, Nosferatu, the original. This is like a movie from the 1930s. And then Kevin and his group that he performs with, they do the music for the show. And then last night, I went to a housewarming party, and this was a friend that I met over this past summer here. So we got to hang out. This is Austin's housewarming party. How long have you been in New York now?
I've been in New York for almost 2 years now.
And tell my friends where you moved here from.
So originally I'm from Hawaii, and then I moved to Oregon after I graduated from high school, and then stayed out there for a few years, and then moved here almost a couple years now.
So I know you're a personal trainer.
Yes.
Right? Let's say you have like a new client.
Yeah.
Someone who's like new to fitness, let's say. What's like a common mistake or like a very easy improvement that people can make?
I'd say the biggest mistake that people make is like they try to go too hard too quickly, and the best thing you can do is just to take literally the most obvious and stupid step that you can take that you know that you can do, and then from there just compounding from there. Just take the most simple step that you can take, and then from there just keep going.
Thanks for having me, Austin.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah. you, Jason.
Yeah. We'll watch him, make sure he doesn't stop running.
Yeah. Run all the way home, Jason.
If you walk, I'm gonna know.
The very middle of the park here, back where we started. We've completed the run. First run of our 2026 marathon training. There's Zach back there. Jason broke off early. I have an idea in mind for the actual training portion of how I'm gonna handle this marathon training for this next year. So I've got a plan in mind. I realize that we're very, very early to start marathon training. A lot of these things I read online are like, for a beginner runner, you should really start training maybe 4 to 6 months out. We are currently 13 months away from the start of the race. So what I'm thinking though is that I can really take advantage of these next 8 to 9 months. It like truly gives me joy thinking about this fact that we have a solid 8 to 9 month period ahead of us where we can go really hard in the gym, do a lot of leg work, and that is that much more time stacked of strength in legs, hopefully less fatigue when I'm running, just like more endurance. This is all just stuff that I'm speculating, but with that amount of time, we can really get some good work in, my friends. Okay, so over the course of this next year, I have 2 main goals in mind. First goal, we're gonna spend the first half of this year just focusing on strength work, going to the gym a lot, focusing on leg work in particular. Second goal, injury prevention, okay? As we do this stuff over the next year, I just really we want to avoid getting injured at all costs. So we're gonna do a couple of runs per week to start, and then the rest of the time we're just gonna spend doing strength work. Then we're gonna get into the more serious training period in like half a year from now. So I imagine things are gonna change as we go along, so I'll kind of adjust things and I'll keep you all updated with how things go. But for the first 5 to 6 months from right now, for the next 5 or 6 months, my main goal is to be, I'm just gonna do a couple of runs per week, and then the rest of the time I'm gonna spend on doing some strength training. So that way, when the second half of the year comes, I'll have built up that extra amount of time in the gym. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for watching week 1 of 2026 marathon training. It's been year 16, week number 786. As always, use my code kevinisomoto, and I'll see you next week in year 16, week number 787.